A classic scam in finance, education and healthcare. Imagine there are two branches of car dealership. In the first branch, John sells 1 car per week, Michael sells 2, and Mary sells 3. 6 cars were sold in total. Since there are 3 salespeople, the average is 2 cars per person. In the second branch, there are Elizabeth, David and James, with 4, 5 and 6 sales per week. The average for this branch is 5 cars per person. And the overall total is 6 cars in the first branch and 15 cars in the second branch, divided by 6 salespeople, which equals 3.5 cars per person. But here is the trick. What happens if we move Elizabeth to the first branch? By transferring Elizabeth to the first branch, we now have 10 cars sold by 4 salespeople. The previous average was 2, but now it is 2.5, an increase of 0.5. And in the second branch, with a total of 11 cars sold by 2 salespeople, the average is 5.5 cars per person. This average also increased by 0.5. But the total number of cars sold across the 2 branches is still 21, and there are still 6 salespeople, so the overall average remains 3.5 cars per person. The stats for both branches improved, but the overall stats did not. But wait a minute. What happened? This called Will Rogers phenomenon, or Oki paradox. It happened if we move a member whose value is below the first group's average, but above the second group's average from the first group to the second, both group averages increase while the overall average remains unchanged. For example, this guy is below the average in professional group, but still above average in the amateur group. Moving him to amateur group will increase both group stats, but not overall. We see this pattern when a big parent company transfers one of its companies to another parent company. Or in school, when they transfer students between classes. Or diagnosis of patients in hospital. Remember, just be careful with stats. At Brokerate, we explain all sorts of scams and fallacies in the simplest way possible. Like and subscribe so you don't miss our content.